Hello, welcome back to the channel. It's Nat Walsh. I am going to play with this little cute dude from Copictopia Creative. I will leave a link down below over to their website. He is called Bunny Trail. At the moment, I'm into sort of simple cards. I mean, there's colouring involved, and I'm going to do a little bit of a scene. So this is going to be about a little bit about building up a little bit of a background, because I'm not, one thing actually I'm going to do today is something that I've never done before in my life. So, this is what you get in my channel, what's and all, so to speak. So we will see how it turns out. I quite like it, so hopefully you do too. I am using, as you can see there, YG25, YG03, YG21. This circle bit on his helmet, I'm not too sure what we're going to do with that. But we will have a think and then, come back and later on and fix that up and colour that in. So my helmet, my bike, and a little bit of my bunny is all going to be, pretty much we're using analogous colours. If I sound a bit funny, I'm sorry. Two of my sons that live here have had a bit of a flu. I think it's the flu because they looked pretty bad. Bless their cotton socks. I have had the flu shot, so hopefully, so far I'm pretty good. I've just got a very sore throat, so there may be pauses in between and maybe a little bit of clearing throats every now and then, so forgive me, please. So I'm using some analogous colours. Obviously got the yellow-green. We're going to have yellow. And I went to bring in the blue-green. Blue. I do still have blue, so we're sort of going to go in, instead of like 3 colours, we're actually going to go a little bit like 4 colours. 4-colour combo, not including neutrals. But I wasn't too happy about something when it was popping up. So I have Y19, Y18, Y15, and Y13. I think actually, now I think about it, when I did this, it's not really going to be Y18 because it is bone dry. Like the tip is hard, which is not that great. Now, for a while there, my Copics are, there's only a few of them that are quite new. I know for a while there, some of the sketches were faulty a couple of years ago. And honestly, some of mine are probably that old. But, so I've included Y18, but in this video, we're pretty much only going to use the Y19, the 15, and the Y13. I'm just trying to figure out here what I'm going to colour as what. So his seat is going to be yellow, and his foot rest, I think we'll call it, the bottom of the plate, the foot area of the bike is going to be the yellow as well. I started colouring this, and when I got to sort of finish it, I went, I don't like it. It's not terrible because I'm still going to use the blue, don't get me wrong. But something it was a little bit NQR. So if you haven't heard of that before, sorry, it's not quite right, NQR. It's a little bit not working quite as you would intend it to do, in your mind's eye, what you had in plan. So this is it's fine. It's fine. But my intention in the end was possibly going to have a little bit too much blue. And as I said, it's quite bright. So I felt like it was going to overtake everything. So what I've got is the YG03, and that's going to make it into a blue-green sort of combo, which I was much happier with. But as you can see, the wheels, the strap on his helmet, I still haven't figured out what I'm going to do with that circle. The strap on his helmet are all going to be that blue, and actually I will come back in with the YG03 for his helmet, because I'm going to do his overalls, his coveralls, that blue color too, and I wanted a little bit of a definition between the two. So his little tushy is going to be a little bit darker because it's up against the seat, where his legs are on the seat. That's going to be a little bit darker, and I'm sort of doing like the light is coming from the top right, roughly. So the top of his legs is going to be a little bit darker, and his back's top of his legs is going to be a little bit lighter, and the back of him is going to be a little bit darker. I am not fussing, well, I am fussing a little bit with the flowers. You don't need to do this. You've got this image that is all over cute and pretty, and I do like my cute little images. I will say that completely. The flowers, I have added a little bit of strokes of the darker color, especially the flower right in the middle. And a lot of the grass and everything is just one solid color, and it's the same greens out of the before. So I have some of the little flowers I'm not even bothering with coloring. These are sort of, in my mind's eye, I had them that they were, it's really hard to see. I know my hands are over the top of it, but they are really tiny images and a little bit difficult. I have gone in with a yellow for the center and just little stripes up the middle, and then gone over with the blue 01, as you can see. So they are a little bit more yellow blue sort of thing, but you know, that was my thought that I wanted in my little head. My bunny here is going to look very measly. You have to remember with sometimes when we color things, we are looking at it very, very closely. So up close, this little dude is going to look very sickly and he looks very happy and content with himself, but he looks a little bit sickly. You are not going to be the person that gets this card, and generally speaking, you are not going to be looking at him quite this close. So pause every now and then. If you're not too happy, pause every now and then, pull it away from your face and see how you like it. Also, the W1 is going to soften those spots a little bit as well. So my aim was to have a little bit of a fur feel to him. His face is not going to have any dots, because then he'll look a little bit too measly. And as I said, I'm using the Y01 just to soften those down. So yeah, he does look a little bit measly, but look at him, think of him as a whole image, think of him at arm length away from your face. So pause, pull yourself up, because we do tend to scrunch over our work as colorists. Anyway, Copic's colorists. Well, I do. Well done if you don't, but I do. And we tend to we forget that this is not how a normal person is going to look at it. I say normal person in the sense of, we're coloring it. We're very critical of our own work. Am I wrong? I don't think I'm wrong, because I can be very, very critical of my work. And sometimes especially if I'm on a video call, I say to the girls that I'm coloring with or crafting with, not all of them are colorers, how's this look? What do you think? I'm not so sure. And sometimes I go, you need something or other. Or no, it looks good. It looks great. I like that. Because we're all very, very critical of ourselves. I have brought in W7 for my wheels. I am going to come back to his feet. I am going to come back to the little circle on his helmet because I still haven't figured out what I'm doing with him. The center of the wheels, though, I'm just going to leave it. There was something that I just really liked them being plain. Now, I could have brought in the ground that I'm going to do in a little bit. I could have done that. I could have just coloured them like a hubcap on a car. But there was something about it, leaving it white, and I just thought I really, really like that. So that's what I decided to do. His feet, I'm not worrying about stippling. I'm just going to let it be and just have the same W colours on his feet. I realised I hadn't coloured the headrest in. He's also going to be the same sort of colour combination as the wheels. The aim is to make sure you have more, hypothetically, 3 is the magic number. But it's not the answer to the universe, but, it's the magic number. So I've got, 3 blue areas. I've got more than 3 of the blue-green, but it's okay. As long as you have some sort of balance in it. You don't want to introduce one colour and definitely have it being really, really large, and then it's just going to stand out like a sore thumb. My sand, my dirt, this is actually my sand colour combination that I like. I couldn't remember or couldn't find my writings because I keep all my colour combinations written down in a book. If you don't do that, consider doing that. It makes things a lot easier when you decide that you want to colour some dirt, because you can start at these. You don't have to, you're not tied down to these colours, but you could start at these colours and go, no, you know what, I want to bring in I don't know, E53 instead of 35 or something like that. But it's a starting point. Again, I've used the stippling technique with my darker colour because dirt is going to have a multiple of dots here, there and everywhere of these dark colour, because we're giving the illusion that it's relatively realistic. Some I've done in a little cluster, some I've done just dots here and there because that's pretty organic. That's pretty much what it's going to be like in some ways. It's not perfect. I'm not a full-on colourer, as in some of the beautiful people that colour things straight from start or draw things in straight from starts. I just colour stamped images and I love it, and that's fine. Not a problem. So we've got the E31 here, and I'm just doing little lines, little dashes, little flicks. There should be colour, should say. And the same with the 55, which is also going to add a little bit more extra texture to my panel. What were we up to? I just went off to do cold related nose blowing sort of thing. I said I'm pretty good. Like, the boys are really bad. So if you're someone that has the flu shots, go for it. If you're someone that's not, that's fine. It's all choice and control, people. It's all good. I have gone with the G21 to lay down a rough guide. This is because the dark is really dark. The G99 is really quite dark. And this way, it's just going to be simply a matter of I don't have to worry about if I don't like something. It's a lighter colour. It's going to fall into the background. I am being very relaxed. Let's just say relaxed about where I'm putting things. I'm literally not holding the marker very firmly and letting it bounce around for little scribbles and little, every now and then going above. So this colour, I've added a couple more stripes up above of where we were going, and just using the G21 to soften all of that down and blend that down. Now, where it hits the dirt, I don't want it to be a solid line because that's not going to happen, right? So I'm using the E57, as you can see, and going through and just adding a little bit more texture and a little bit more flow to it, so we didn't have that solid line. Finally decided on my, I don't know, is it an earpiece? I don't know. On my little piece on my helmet, and again, I've just gone over it with the YG03. BG11 for my background, just to bring it in so he's not quite, it gives the impression that there's a sky. So it just, to me, it just sort of finishes it off, but you do you. I'm not going to waste your time and show you all of this, but I wanted to show you mostly a little bit of scene building, trying to keep it relatively simple. We overthink things, don't we? Like, I sure heck do. I think I mentioned that in another video recently, or one coming up. We overthink things, but I want to show you that you don't need to. This is the O color. We need to be less critical of ourselves. That's what I'm saying. Less critical. I have this yellow cardstock. This is Daffodil Delight by Stamping Up. It's really old. I don't even know if they've still got it, but I had swatches and I thought this was a really nice sort of go with the rest of the colors, the yellow colors that are in my little character. Yes, I have used a little bit of scrapped Express It cardstock. Something didn't print properly, so we're going to use him up. I've raised it up with a bit of foam. And the last thing we're going to do is a little bit of stickles here, there, and over the flowers and that sort of thing. I will leave a link down below over to my blog and over to Copictopia Creative. And you can have some close-up photos, remembering we don't look at things this close. That's it from me today. I hope you're well. Take care. Talk soon. Bye.